So there are reports an Israeli soldier has been killed in southern Gaza and several others injured after an explosion. The blast in Rafah caused a building to collapse. These are some of the latest images showing Israeli helicopters arriving at the scene. Hamas says its fighters are engaged in direct fighting with Israeli forces in Rafah. Tareq Azzoum joins us from Deir el-Balah in central Gaza. So Tareq, what more do you have for us on this?
Well, Nick, what we do understand is that the military wing of Hamas al-Qassam Brigades has stated that its fighters are engaged in various point-blank confrontations and clashes with the Israeli occupation forces operating currently in el-Geneina neighbourhood in the eastern end of Rafah city, where battles there are raging between Hamas fighters and the Israeli ground forces, who are trying, as the Israeli military has stated before, to dismantle the military infrastructure of armed factions and to clear up Rafah city from any sort of residential buildings, to make this area as a clear humanitarian zone, later to make it as a clear hub for aid distribution process. But on the ground, the situation looks incredibly very difficult, where eyewitnesses and Israeli reports confirm that a number of soldiers were killed and injured, and they were evacuated by Israeli choppers to the Israeli hospitals in order to get medical treatment, where also more reports confirming that there are still a number of Israeli soldiers trapped underneath one of the main houses that has been rigged with explosive, being previously planted by Hamas fighters in Rafah city. This has been a clear tactic that has been used by Hamas fighters in many areas in Rafah to ambush the Israeli ground forces in order to make some sort of significant losses among the Israeli soldiers, despite all sorts of intelligence operations being quite conducted by ground forces to ensure that the area they are operating in could be completely clear from any sort of potential threats. This has been a serious development that has taken place in Rafah just 30 minutes ago, where the situation is heating up, where the Israeli forces also are trying to contain the situation there, and they are confirming that there have been very fierce and violent battles are still taking place, despite the Israeli announcement that the Rafah city is no longer imposing a threat on the Israeli ground forces by their control over Philadelphia corridor and the destruction of the vast majority of residential neighborhoods. It's worth reminding our viewers, Nick, that Israeli military has described the Israeli military operation in Rafah back in May 2024 to be a limited operation, but it has been ongoing right now for more than a year, and battles are still taking place despite all kinds of military operations conducted in this area.
All right, that's a picture from Deir el-Balah. Tareq Azzoum reporting there. Thanks, Tareq.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.